Yen twan komo so na yenko ahoma so ye ne economist to Bismark Osei ye ne twetwen komo tew na yemra yemfa agudie mu nsem mfamre ahwefo ne atiefo Bismark Osei anopa ye mo ache emu akwaba eba happy morning show no so
anopa me cheobia happy ni Ghana man omo wakra nyina na Ghana nyina cheobia.
Two quick issues na person we need discuss it. Number one has to do with gold for oil. Yeah, the about to just mining firms will be directed from January to sell 20% of a year gold one more ebitimi etu o man mu said the ebitimi dia kwa adwaman so ne nso akwa akopɛ fang wo dia ba o man mu aba be use. This policy statement no ani de mu hu ne san.
Thank you so much. First, the president to an amount to make sure the excessive use of gold or the excessive use of a forest now is having a sort of exacerbating effect on the current economic hardship. I think it's very excruciating, and government want to deal with that. Secondly, and the buy 81 amount say use forest, they issue gold. It's okay. But now we have to know how much are we expecting, right? Because we know say every month the government use $400 million to import oil, and in a year we need about $3 billion. Can we say that the 20% that we are saying the oil company will sell to Bank of Ghana now, good, no? It will be enough to provide what we need. That's one thing we need. We want to know the magnitude, because the gold, we know that the quantity is not stable. See that one is quite very volatile, right? It can go up, it can go down. So you have to know the quantity. The whole idea is very good, but let's know. Again, it's quite very, if it it's very sad that no government is trying to look at using gold to buy oil, but no, nobody's talking about what about restructuring toll tree, because the toll is restructured. You know, every day you make a refining 45,000 barrels of fuel. If toll is referring to us, it's going to create a lot of jobs for us. It's going to create a lot of dynamo jobs for us. I know we don't even need to take the gold to go and buy it. That's a more very vehement approach of anticipating the problem. It's in as much as buying thinking about you should go and your bad, almost buying thinking internally. What are some of the structural things, what are structural, radical structure we have to do at all to ensure that they're strategically in operation, they're efficient? So that these things, because the idea of going to send gold, take $400 million, $3 billion every year outside to go import, and they are not creating a lot of jobs. And see, I think we have to channel our synergies from that angle too and see what we can do from that angle. So the goal is good, but let's look at total restructuring too.
But question of person Musa is how feasible will this be? Because a mining company, I'm a owner of a mining company, I'm looking at making profit. Say me ba na many BOG aba betanasi dinkomo. Na bioji so 20% of my gold wa metimi atu o man mu no. Am I going to sell the gold to Bank of Ghana at the prevailing market rate? And I say I am sitting down for Bank of Ghana to dictate say this is how much I would wish to buy the 20% of gold I will produce o man mu no. How will it pan out?
One now the details of the contract the Bank of Ghana is part or the discover in the better and a sign of better no.
From information that I'm gathering, Bank of Ghana will buy the gold in cities.
They'll buy the gold in cities.
Yes, the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry has directed the PMMC to buy the gold, in cities. So, amonto in dollars.
And see, price in there, most of the two cat, they say Muji. Says amount of the common on the Mujina. A Bank of Ghana be two more castle agent. But still, they better into Emma Press and currency. So I think the rate the only more companies in the Boca. All my companies in the book card, then you are solving a problem by creating another problem, right? And there was a rate channel a German Bank of Ghana. Bank of Ghana even can print currency and buy some of those things from them. So that one should not be anything worried. They will pay them what it deserves them, but now because pressure will not come on the currency because they're going to use the city. That's the good news.
The other issue I'm basically doing command sana it has to do with a story. Daily Graphic, Career Nano Pay, Josong Partners tie companies for rice production. Quick one. What will the impact of this particular partnership be on our local production of rice? Any so a bit on the economy at large?
It's good to have this. Anyway, I check. If you go to Nigeria, for instance, if you go to the richest man's house, they don't eat foreign rice. They eat local rice. about 200 million people. That will take provided sugar, rice, fertilizer. Have $3 billion fertilizer company, a lot of billions of dollars of company. That will take 200 million people. This thing, Ghana is California, come together. No, we produce this. We're only 30 million. What do we go and import this thing from outside? But we want to know what is the magnitude that just for investing. Because if they are right to be produced, will it be enough to help attenuate, jettison the importation? Because we import almost $750 million of rice every year. You got an investment over here, a bit near jettison. It's an attenuating measure to implement the level of importation. What is the magnitude? Yes, for here, now create any solve a problem. No, so let's know the magnitude. Selling a bit my let's say a buy for a cafe or Ghana, you were in Minyamia Dum, it was a food with hot. I was a papa, just fight me, infant, you have a humble breed. Yes, come home, right? Yes, come home.
So you believe that there is a need for us to create a consortium of a sort?
Yes, because I don't think just one alone can do the $750 million in a year. And she said, it's a four more Ghana for no, your friend will be indicating. So, mono, the tackle. One would that the the target, and not only rice. When it comes to sugar, any other area, it's something we can have to mind. That means they can do only 30 million. That was then doing for people who are 200 million people. How much for 30 million people? So we should do all the things. See, just one alone. I don't think you have that very economic muscles to do $750 million, right? So you get more or more kind of so. I know I just try to be interested. We know people pockets get money. I mean, we not say. A lot of people almost will start educating TBD almost all. Almost a consultant. The economy, as almost they want to put the economy in the hands of Ghanaians. What they call indigenization.
A quick one. And Sanya, you didn't come to China, what should government do to sustain this momentum?
Momentum there. Which momentum?
Say, just pong. And rice production. What can government do to sustain this?
Government sustaining this from a very different angle. From a first, as we said, government should form a consortium. Just fund alone, good. It's very, very profitable, but just fund alone cannot do it. The amount for Ghanaians, so many businesses. Again, I bind it a bit. My development bank are buying it by, Development bank here, I'm buy. You say these Ghanaians now, some luminaries and communication business. How many can it be? No partner just one. I don't yet Katakiko, a Yesika. Over $700 million. I yet it is how many Ghanaians, no business and almost because scammer. That would to me because he has the money. It is this Ghanaians see how we good government and great consortium. Now it's sort of a way of connecting ideas and channel the synergies. Development bank, you know, no partner just one. No money had in Ghana. Any other government. Number two, importation. I give back for a high MPP in DC. I don't know Ghana need yet. Yakofa Buchiaba. Yes, you say check. Mama time, you go to China and buy. Last year, MPP had a contract with more past members, almost $600 million of poultry products. Eba Ghana ha, a black Ghanaians poultry product. Yet what is the government assurance say this will be protected? Another account. At in the speech of mine about 4 weeks ago say, or he's prepared to protect these people. Yes, it will not be rhetorical flourish, but it will be something proactive.
Okay.
Ghanaians see Amudo Mushima, they're very protective from importation. And some business. And then Nigeria for Yama Dango Chow, a day is going on. This Ghanaians assurance. And only I think it's very, very stupendous. To transfer power of the economy. A good thing, just once you go out, it's good.
All right, Bismark Osei, me and I was here no place. What your opinion now? You're happy morning show.